guys, my name is Shay and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing All American Season 3, Episode 7, Roll the Dice. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get it. The episode starts off with Layla asking Spencer what really happened in Vegas. It flashes back to the summer in Vegas and Spencer, Layla, JJ, Jordan, Simone, Patience, and Coop arrive at the Platinum Rose Hotel and Casino. Jordan and Simone are all booed up and lovey-dovey and it's really cute. Jordan and Simone, along with JJ, go upstairs to their rooms. Layla mentions how JP insisted that her friends get the royal treatment. JJ has on a flashy blazer and asks the group, how does he look? And JJ knows he loves his colorful and vibrant shirts. He really do. The group goes upstairs and they are all playing games and each of them are having individual conversations. Coop and Patience are talking about JP, and Patience sarcastically says that she's happy performing bubblegum pop for little girls. Coop tells her to tell JP that she wants to start performing her own music. Patience says that JP is the kind of guy to where you don't ask him but he tells you. She asks Coop if they cannot talk about this and just have a fun time in Vegas. Spencer and Coop are talking about her tour and how she hasn't seen Spencer during the summer. Spencer mentions how he's been working and asks if her and Layla have gotten pretty close. Coop jokes with him, saying that if she didn't have Patience, she could easily take his girl. Spencer mentions how they haven't spent a summer apart and that it's good to see each other. Jordan and Layla are talking about Simone. He tells Layla that he loves Simone, that he misses her when she's not around. He comments on how weird it is, and Layla tells him that it isn't weird and looks over at Spencer. Layla and Spencer are playing slots and catching up, and there's this funny moment where Layla tells Spencer to talk to the machine and say something sweet to her, and he does. And it was just super funny. She mentions how she is bummed Olivia couldn't come, and Spencer tells her that Olivia has been busy with her podcast and that she seems happy. Layla tells him that things are going good with her dad and the tour with Coop. She asks Spencer if he's happy, and he tells her that no, seeing as how he just lost all of his money. She tells him that his luck will turn around, that he has to bet on the right thing. Jordan and Simone are talking. Jordan and Spencer are talking, sorry. And Jordan mentions how JP literally rolled the red carpet out for Spencer because of Layla's relationship with him. He tells Spencer that him and Layla are endgame, and when he said that, it literally made me cringe. I'm like, ugh. Like, please do not pull a Riverdale with the show. It's okay for us fans to say these words in tweets and comments and stuff, but not for the writers to continuously throw this word into any episode of a teen show. Like, just stop. Just stop. JJ wants them to hit the town, and Jordan and Simone bail and go to their room, and so does Spencer and Layla. Layla offers Spencer to have another drink, and he tells her that he's tired and that he has to call his mom. The next shot, it shows Spencer calling Olivia, and I'm like, some phone call with his mother, but I'm here for it, so I don't care. Olivia tells Spencer that he and Layla will get back together. He mentions how Layla will be busy with Coop all day, and that he plans to spend the day alone in his suite and watch dumb movies. She replies, without me, and it was such a cute reaction. He tells her again that she should have came to Vegas and tells her that he will talk to her soon. Spencer is in bed and Olivia opens the blinds and tells him, let's have some fun in Vegas, baby. Spencer's smile is so infectious, man. I love it. Spencer and Olivia are cleaning up after the mess that JJ caused from his party in their suite. Spencer comments on how he likes Olivia's hair, and she thanks him. Simone comes downstairs, and she is surprised that Olivia is there in Vegas. She mentions how her and Jordan have plans, and that Spencer and Olivia are not invited. Like Spencer said, Olivia was definitely being his PIMP, convincing him to get back together with Layla. She tells Spencer to tell Layla how he really feels and buy her a gift. He mentions how he lost all of his money, and she tells him that there are shops and that Layla will like whatever he gets her. Coop and Patience are talking, and she's convincing Patience to take her son to JP and let him hear how much it means to her. Layla goes to visit her dad, JP King 2.0, and brings him food. And I'm like, did the writers not think that we weren't going to notice that they recasted the original actor who played JP out of the blue? Like, come on. I hate it when they do that. Lil Jules is in the room, and Layla tells her good luck on the album. Spencer and Olivia are at a shop that sells jewelry and crystals. She sees a necklace and comments on how beautiful it is, but that Layla wouldn't like it. A psychic comes from the back and says that he isn't looking for a gift, but for clarity. She offers readings for $10 and Spencer is against it. He tells Olivia a story about how he took his grandmother's creepy voodoo doll. His grandmother said that the thief who stole it would have to get a spanking from God and that it would only heal when the person told the truth. He mentions how he woke up with a rash on his back the very next day and he confessed. The grandmother put itching powder in his drawers and Olivia laughs. Spencer tries to leave and Olivia stops him and tells him to stay for some clarity. The psychic tells Spencer and Olivia that he is there in Vegas for a girl and vice versa. She sees a forever love and that someone close to him is hiding something with great importance. Spencer is not believing any of this and he goes outside. Olivia gets up to leave as well and the psychic tells her that she will not find what she's looking for until she starts being honest. Patience is playing her song for JP, and the song and Chelsea's vocals are amazing. Amazing. JP tells her that the song is different from other work and that it needs some tweaks, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. That song is literally perfect the way it is. Patience goes along with it and agrees to the changes. Olivia is going on and on about how the forever love is clearly him and Layla. He tells her to drop it, and she mentions how all the other stuff the psychic said was true. Spencer tells her that he is not hiding anything, and Olivia says the same thing. She brings up maybe Jordan and Simone are hiding something, and turns out she was right. She goes through Jordan's book bag and finds a marriage license. They confront Jordan and Simone about it, and they tell them that they were joking about getting married at first, but then they decided that it's something that they both want. Olivia is against it, and Spencer is quiet. Jordan and Simone say that they are glad that they found out that they don't have to get married alone. Jordan asks both of them if they will be a part of the wedding, and they agree. Coop is backstage looking through outfits, and Layla tells her she's got everyone's backstage passes. Layla mentions to her how she can invite Spencer early to the show to show him around. Coop tells her that she is still in love with him and that everyone is wondering why her and Spencer are not back together already. Simone and Layla are shopping for shoes for her wedding. Simone mentions how she's always dreamt about wearing sneakers to her wedding. Olivia asks her if she dreamt if her wedding would be in Vegas and being pregnant. She tells her that they should wait and that this is a mistake. Simone tells her that she has to stop disrespecting her and Jordan's decision. She tells Olivia that the wedding is happening with or without her. Jordan and Spencer are talking about the wedding, and Jordan mentions how when you know the time is right, you know. He tells Spencer to leave it alone and asks if they can have a good time. There is a knock on the door, and two strippers, Coco and Tiffany with one F. They ask for JJ, and Jordan mentions how he doesn't know that he's getting married, but that JJ just really likes strippers. Coco and Tiffany say that they have already been paid, and that there are other things that they can do. The next shot shows them all sitting around and having a debate about whether Jordan is ready to get married. The girls are on different sides, and Spencer is still against the idea as well. Patience is in her room with JP, working on notes for her song. She receives a visit from Lil Jules saying that they will work on Patience's song in the studio for her album. Olivia and Simone come back from shoe shopping. Olivia tries to speak, and Jordan interrupts her, saying that him and Simone love each other. He mentions how if Spencer and Olivia can't be happy for them, then they are not invited to the wedding. Patience is on her way to JP's room, and she sees him and Lil Jules making out in the hallway. Olivia and Spencer are talking about the wedding, and she suggests that they both have their backs. Spencer says that maybe it's not too late to join them. Jordan and Simone are talking about whether they want to actually go through with getting married. Jordan mentions how he doesn't care what anyone thinks and that it's their mistake to make. He says he wants to start spending the rest of his life with Simone right then. He asks her to marry him properly, and she says yes. They decide to get married, even though they have to do it alone. Spencer and Olivia show up and say that if this makes them happy, then they want to be here for them. They offer to join the wedding if they will still have them, and they agree. Patience is backstage, and she's looking around at Coop's stuff, and she's emotional, and I feel so bad for her in this moment. Coop goes backstage and asks her if Lil Jules is married, and she tells her that she is, and Patience tells her that she was just curious. She tells her that JP liked the song, and Coop mentions how she would have went to war for her. Patience tells Coop that she loves her, and they hug. At the altar, Jordan and Simone are exchanging their vows. As Jordan is saying his vows, it shows Spencer gazing at Olivia and having flashbacks of the two of them together. As Simone is saying her vows, Olivia is also gazing at Spencer and having flashbacks of the two of them together. And this scene had me in my feelings. It was so damn good. Like, woo! Spencer comes back to the suite and apologizes for leaving. Olivia mentions how she shouldn't have come to Vegas and that it was a mistake. He tells her that he wanted her there and that's why he called her. Layla is stressing over Spencer, and Coop gives her advice to go and tell Spencer that she wants to get back together. Layla leaves, and Coop finishes getting ready for the show. Spencer gives Olivia the necklace that she said she liked back at the shop, and when he gave her the necklace, it was over for me. I swear I started crying, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. He tells her the psychic was right about clarity, and that he understands it now. They kiss, and it was so beautiful. The song playing in the background was everything. He finally tells Olivia he loves her and that he doesn't know when it happened. From him getting shot to watching dumb movies with her all summer or his first day meeting her at Beverly. He mentions how he didn't know that then, but that he gets it now. He tells her he is in love with her, and she replies that they can't. She asks about Asher and Layla, and Spencer tells her that he cares about Layla, but that there is a reason that she is with him and that they are together in that moment. He says he learned from Jordan and Simone that if you have a chance at real happiness, then you gotta take it no matter what. She is emotional and she apologizes to him and leaves. She's walking down the street and receives a call from him. She turns around and he leaves her a voicemail telling her to not leave things like this. Layla comes to Spencer and tells her tells him that she loves him and that she never stopped loving him. The voicemail plays again, and Spencer is saying that them kissing and them being together is not a mistake. He says he knows she feels the same way and begs her not to leave. Olivia looks at her flight confirmation and gets in the cab and leaves Vegas. The episode ends with it back in present day, and Layla is looking at Spencer and she's emotional. And I'm like, I don't care. I really don't. To wrap up this video, I'm going to do 3 quick things. First, my quick thoughts on the episode. I'm so glad that we finally figured out what happened in Vegas with Spencer and Olivia. Like, finally. Honestly, Spelivia made this entire episode for me, and I loved it so much. And I do agree with them that Jordan and Simone are way too young to get married. I love them together, and they're really cute, but I think that they should have waited. And, of course, just Spencer confessing his love was everything and more that I needed and wanted. Second, my thoughts on the next week's episode promo. It shows Olivia in her car and seeing Layla in the cafe. It also shows her telling Olivia that Spencer is all hers and that she can have him. And I'm like, great. Next week's episode is about to be so juicy, y'all, and I cannot wait. And it also shows Kia asking Coop did she drop out of school, and Coop says that it's time to let go of things holding her back. And I'm just like, she's so stupid. Like, you can get an education and still accomplish your dreams at the same time. So I don't know what she's doing. Third, I'm going to do a quick rapid fire of the episode. So my favorite scene, definitely Spencer confessing his love to Olivia. I mean, come on now. That was everything to me. Honestly, everything. Favorite quote, if you got a chance of real happiness, you got to take it no matter what, by Spencer James. Favorite look, Simone, she looked beautiful in her wedding gown. Favorite duo, Spencer and Olivia. All their scenes in this episode, it just reminded me of how much I miss them being around each other. And I live for it every single time. It just does something to my heart every single time. My WTF moment will be Spencer sleeping with Layla immediately after he told Olivia that he loved her. I just didn't see the point in that, and it literally made no sense. No sense whatsoever. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of All American. I review other shows like Riverdale, Legacies, Good Trouble, and some other stuff. And if those interest you, please check out those videos on my channel and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going and let me know your thoughts about the episode in the comments. I hope you guys have a great day, stay safe, and see you guys next week.